All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video here. I told you I'd bring you one more. Again, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I appreciate it. Your comments are very welcome. A lot of you guys are very knowledgeable. Believe me, I get a lot out of your comments. You know, I'll learn stuff too. You know, I put a lot of work into it, a lot of research into this. I like doing it. And having all this, you know, a lot of content creators a few months back told me, you know, hey man, you know, you should put out your own video. I was like, it's not really my thing, you know, I'll just watch you guys and comment on your stuff and, you know, maybe give you advice or whatever I can do kind of thing. And initially that's what I started out the channel to do, is just kind of help those guys out whenever they needed, you know, basically be the research guy kind of thing. But it turns out that people actually like it, so I'm cool with it. You know, I'll keep doing it. You know, like I told you guys, I'm putting together a top 25 ranking list. I'm coming along with it. I'm doing pretty good. One thing that it's not really a huge factor, but it is a factor, and that's durability. You know, guys that can stay out on the court, it matters. One thing that really struck me was how many of the older players were durable. You know, maybe they were hurt and they played anyway, I don't know. But, you know, a lot of those guys in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, you know, I don't know what happened. You know, I've watched games and that sort of thing, but I never got a real-time feel of what was going on back then, because I wasn't around back then. But when you look at some of this stuff, you have to admire how tough these guys were, and some of the newer players not so much. And it's got to be a factor. You know, if you're not on the court, you know, you're not helping your team out. So the 35 players, I narrowed it down. I was looking at the durability, and the guys at the top of the list: Elvin Hayes, Karl Malone, and George Mikan. Now I know George Mikan only played 6 seasons, but these 3 guys played at least 75 games or more. That's what I was going for. 75 games or more. How many seasons did you play 75 games or more? Of the 35 players, only 3 played 75 or more every year. It was Elvin Hayes, Moses Malone, and George Mikan. Now Mikan, like I said, he only played the 6 years now. I didn't really count that last year. Usually when guys are older, they're not going to play 75 anyway, like Kevin Garnett's last year, Olajuwon's last year. I didn't even bother counting that, because that's not really fair. But if a guy happened to play that many, I counted it for him. So John Stockton comes in 4th place with 94.7%. He played 18 of his 19 seasons. He played 75 games or more. John Havlicek, 93.75%. 15 of his 16 seasons, he played 75 or more games. Will Chamberlain, 13 out of 14 seasons. Bill Russell, 12 out of 13 seasons. Bob Pettit, 10 out of 11 seasons. Michael Jordan, 12 out of 14. I didn't count the 95 season because the guy came in with, you know what, I think it was 17 games left in the season, so there was, you know, no chance he was going to play 75. That had nothing to do with injury, load management, whatever. So I just put that one to the side, and I don't see how anybody would see that as being unfair or biased, because, you know, I would have did it for anybody. Dolph Shays, also 12 for 14. Kareem, very durable player. 17 of his 20 seasons, he played at least 75 games, 85% of the time. Dirk Nowitzki, 16 out of his 19 seasons, he played 75 or more. Impressive. David Robinson, Bob Cousy, and Isaiah Thomas, all 3 played 10 out of 13 years, played 75 or more. Elgin Baylor and Larry Bird, 9 out of 12 for 75% of playing 75 games or more. Moses Malone, 14 out of 19 for a 73.6%. Rick Barry, 10 out of 14, 71%. Dr. J played 11 out of 16 years. Magic played 8 out of 12. Duncan, 12 out of 18. LeBron, 14 out of 21. And Nikola Jokic, 6 out of 9 for a 66.7%. Oscar Robertson, only 9 out of 14. I mean, yeah, whatever. Kevin Garnett, 12 out of 19. Keem Olajuwon, 10 out of 17. Kobe Bryant, 11 out of 19. Kevin Durant, 8 out of 15. And again, you know, a lot of these 21st century players, you know, they just weren't as durable, whether it was by the team, whether it was load managing, injury prone, whatever the reason. A lot of these guys like LeBron, Duncan, Jokic, Kobe, KG, Barkley is 7 out of 15. He had some injuries and whatnot. Giannis, only 5 out of 11 seasons he's played 75 or more games. That's not being very durable. Steph Curry, only 6 out of 15 times has he played 75 or more for 40%. I don't think that's good at all. Jerry West, 5 out of 13. I don't know if he was injury prone or what the deal was there. I know he did have some, you know, ankle injuries and stuff, but I didn't know it was that bad. And the lowest on the list was Shaq and Dwayne Wade at 33.3%. Shaq was 6 out of 18 years and Dwayne Wade 5 out of 15. So again, the durability matters. You know, to be out on the floor helping your team. And some of these 21st century, you know, newer players, they're hurt all the time, and they're just not playing as much. When you look at these older players, you know, they were always on the court. So for me, that's impressive. It really is. This is a shorter video. I'm going to be doing one probably tomorrow, and it's going to be about how often a player reached the playoffs. And one that really surprised me was Steph Curry. He's missed the playoffs several times. I don't know if people realize this or not, but he has. And that's something that's definitely going to count against him. But anyway, that's it. It's a shorter video, but I just want to show everybody it's another criteria. And it seems like the older players were just more durable as a whole, and the newer players are less durable, less dependable. And it is something that I do take into account. Not as much. It's not a severe factor. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.